Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. With young and restless Mariah at a potential crossroads, Camryn Grimes admits, "My one hope is, since the young and the restless resident barista/therapist/tycoon, Sharon stopped taking her bipolar medication and didn't so much put work on the back burner as forget that she had a stove. Daughter Mariah has been filling in for the CEO of Cassidy First Technology. Given that the redhead's resume includes such past positions as con artist, bartender, and talk show host, we weren't 100% sure that Tessa's wife had the know-how to run a major company, but apparently she does. Which begs a question. Could Mariah wind up being the latest character to climb aboard the soap's never-ending executive merry-go-round? It seems almost inevitable to us. Heck, Connor will have a corner office any minute now. Camryn Grimes isn't so sure though. The Emmy winner who plays Cassie's twin sister has no idea whether board meetings or drink specials are in Mariah's future. Who knows? She could go back to bartending in a month, the actress tells Soap Opera Digest. You just never know. That said, if Mariah were to start to position herself as a real mover and shaker in Geno City's uber-busy business world, Grimes does have a singular wish, and we can't say we blame her a bit. Should her alter ego go the professional route, my only hope, she says, is that one day there's a company where she's actually pictured there in the office, a la Victor and Victoria at Newman Enterprises. Maria Copeland stood by the window of her small apartment, staring out at the twinkling lights of Genoa City. The view had always brought her comfort, a reminder that life in this town was as vibrant and unpredictable as the city itself. But tonight the lights seemed distant, almost cold, as if the warmth she once found in them had faded. She hugged her arms around herself, a gesture of self-soothing she hadn't needed in a long time. Her mind was a whirlpool of thoughts, each one pulling her deeper into a sense of uncertainty she hadn't felt since the early days of her arrival in Geno City. Mariah had faced so many battles, some internal, some external, but this crossroads she found herself at now was unlike any she had encountered before. It wasn't about love or loyalty, although those elements were certainly in play. This was about her identity, her future, and the woman she wanted to become. The phone on the coffee table buzzed, breaking her reverie. She glanced at the screen and saw Tessa's name flashing. Her heart clenched, and for a moment she hesitated. The love she shared with Tessa was the anchor that had kept her grounded through so many storms, but even that foundation felt shaky now. With a deep breath, she picked up the phone. "Hey you," Tessa's voice came through the line, warm and familiar, like a favorite song. "Hey," Mariah replied, forcing a smile she hoped Tessa could hear. "How's the studio?" Tessa sighed, a sound that told Mariah everything she needed to know. "Long day. We're still trying to get the mix just right on the new track. But enough about that, how are you? You sounded off earlier." Mariah bit her lip. Tessa always had a way of sensing when something was wrong, even when Mariah tried her best to hide it. "I'm okay, just thinking about a lot of things." There was a pause on the other end of the line, and Mariah could almost see Tessa's concerned expression. "Do you want to talk about it?" Mariah walked over to the couch and sat down, tucking her legs beneath her. "I don't know, Tess. I'm at this weird point in my life where I'm not sure what's next. For so long, I've been focused on being there for everyone else, for Sharon, for Faith, for you. But now, I don't know who I'm supposed to be." Tessa's voice softened. "You're supposed to be you, Mariah. That's all anyone can ask for." "But who is that?" Mariah countered, frustration creeping into her tone. "Who am I, really? I've spent so much time living in the shadows of other people's lives, trying to prove that I'm more than just some mistake, that I'm worth something. And now I don't know if I've just been fooling myself this whole time." "You're not a mistake," Tessa said firmly. "You've proven that over and over again, and you're worth more than you can ever imagine. You've been through so much, Mariah. It's okay to feel lost sometimes." Mariah closed her eyes, letting Tessa's words sink in, but the doubts still lingered like shadows that refused to dissipate. "I just don't want to keep going in circles, you know. I want to move forward, but I don't even know what direction that is." There was another pause, and when Tessa spoke again, her voice was laced with emotion. "I know it's scary, Mariah, but whatever you decide, I'm here with you. We'll figure it out together." Mariah felt a lump form in her throat. My one hope, Tess, is that I don't lose myself in the process. I've fought so hard to find out who I am, and now I just don't want to let that go. You won't, Tessa promised. You're stronger than you think. And no matter what happens, you've got me by your side. We'll face whatever comes next together. Tears welled up in Mariah's eyes, and she quickly wiped them away. Thank you, Tess. I don't know what I'd do without you. You'll never have to find out, Tessa said softly. Now, why don't you come over to the studio? We're about to take a break, and I could really use a hug right now. Mariah chuckled through her tears. That sounds like exactly what I need too. I'll be there soon. They hung up, and Mariah sat in silence for a moment, the weight on her chest feeling a little lighter. Tessa was right. She had been through so much, and come out the other side stronger for it. But this time, the challenge wasn't external. It was within herself, and that made it all the more daunting. As she grabbed her jacket and headed for the door, Mariah knew that this crossroads would be a turning point in her life. She could either let the doubts consume her, or she could face them head-on and carve out a new path, one that was truly her own. The uncertainty still lingered, but for the first time in a long while, Mariah felt a flicker of hope. She wasn't just a bystander in her own life, she was the one in control. And whatever came next, she would face it with the same determination that had carried her through every challenge before. Mariah Copeland, a character beloved by fans of the young and the restless, has always been a complex figure in Genoa City. Portrayed by the talented Camryn Grimes, Mariah's journey has been filled with ups and downs, love and heartbreak, and countless twists and turns. As Mariah stands at a potential crossroads, both fans and Grimes herself are eagerly anticipating what the future holds for this dynamic character. In a recent interview, Grimes admitted, "My one hope is that Mariah finds true happiness, whatever that looks like for her." Mariah's journey has been anything but conventional. From the moment she entered Genoa City, shrouded in mystery as Cassie's twin sister, to her tumultuous relationships and struggles with identity, Mariah has captured the hearts of viewers. Her storylines have been a mix of drama, romance, and self-discovery, making her one of the most relatable characters on the show. As Mariah faces a potential crossroads in her life, it's impossible not to reflect on the moments that have shaped her. Her relationship with Tessa Porter, which started as a slow burn and blossomed into a beautiful romance, has been a cornerstone of Mariah's character development. The Terea love story is one that fans have rooted for, and their recent wedding was a joyous moment not only for the characters but for the audience as well. However, as with any soap opera, happiness is often fleeting. Mariah's journey has been marked by moments of doubt and fear, particularly when it comes to her self-worth. The recent surrogacy storyline, where Mariah carried Abby and Chance's baby, left a lasting impact on her. What began as a noble gesture to help her friends turned into a deeply emotional experience that left Mariah questioning her place in the world and in her relationships. The surrogacy arc was a defining moment for Mariah, pushing her to confront her insecurities and fears. The bond she formed with the baby, whom she affectionately called Bowie, was both heartwarming and heartbreaking. It brought out a nurturing side of Mariah that viewers hadn't seen before, but it also left her feeling empty and lost once she handed the baby over to Abby. In the aftermath, Mariah struggled to regain her sense of self. She began to question her role in Tessa's life, worrying that she wasn't enough for her partner. The anxiety and fear that Mariah felt were palpable, and it was clear that she was at a breaking point. Yet, as always, Mariah's resilience shone through. With Tessa's support, she began to heal, slowly but surely finding her way back to herself.